part 2 of my L-Reuteri yogurt. So if you haven't watched part 1, go back and watch part 1 because it's going to tell you how to make this goodness of yogurt. Many people are suffering with issues like inflammation, painful joints, arthritic joints, inflammation, bloating, insulin resistance, all of those things. And a lot of it stems from an unhealthy gut. So this L-Reuteri yogurt that I shared in part 1, I highly recommend you watch that video. Also, the person behind this yogurt, his name is Dr. William Davis, and he has a book called Supergut. You might want to get the book and start reading it. There's also a meal plan at the back that you could, it's a 4-week plan that you can follow if you are suffering with, again, gut issues, SIBO, small intestinal overgrowth bacteria, SIBO. So various issues that people are suffering with today. And a lot of it has to do with our environment, the standard American diet, all of those horrible, horrible things. All right, enough of that. So I'm going to take you now to my fridge so that I can show you what the yogurt looks like. All right, so there's 2 of them that I put in my ultimate yogurt. I'm just taking out the one of them. So this one, you notice that there's some liquid down at the bottom here. So the liquid is the whey. So this yogurt fermented for 36 hours. So here you go. You can see it right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drain it. I'm going to drain the water or the whey out of here. You can drain it and save it if you want to. You can put it in your smoothies. Whey has protein. Whey, you know, a lot of the protein drinks come from whey. So, but I'm going to, as I said, I'm draining this off because I don't like the wateriness of it. I like it in a more solid state. You can also take it through a cheesecloth. That's how they do your Greek yogurt. You can take it through a cheesecloth as well. Again, that's another way of just draining the excess whey off of it. Okay, so now here it is right here. Okay, so as I said, I like to eat this after my meal because once I eat my meals, then I'm pretty much good until my next meal. I do intermittent fasting and I do typically, I'm not perfect now, sometimes I do, go a little bit outside the circle, but for the most part, I do 2 meals a day. So you just kind of scoop it out here. And I'm just gonna do just a couple, okay? Voila, taking that away. Now, you can eat it by itself because it tastes so good. You don't have to add berries if you don't want to, but I love it with, right now these are blackberries, but I typically do blackberries, blueberries, and raspberries. They are very low in sugar, low on the glycemic index, and so that's why I do those berries. Want to keep those carbs down. So there's the blackberries there. And then I'm kind of like, I like savory, I like sweet and sour stuff. I always have. Every time when I was little, I used to love to eat those Jolly Ranchers and stuff like that because I just love the sweet and sour. Also sweet tarts. Yeah, that was my childhood go-to. So what I'm doing is, these are pistachios. They're roasted and they're salted. I don't have any issues with blood pressure or anything like that. I typically have low blood pressure, so I don't have to worry about that. If you are someone who has issues with your blood pressure, then that might be something that you might want to consider. Okay, and so voila, here you have it. And then from here, you just scoop it up. You just scoop all this goodness up. Mm-mm-mm. Delicious. This is delicious. It is so, so good. As I said, you can eat it all by itself. You don't necessarily need to put the fruit in or the nuts. That's completely on you. Completely. Okay, so if you're interested in, maybe because you've been suffering in silence, suffering taking over-the-counter stuff, you may just want to go back to nature and do things that God has given us in nature to bring healing to our body. These are all natural things. You know, the berries, the nuts, the yogurt, it's all natural. So you might want to try that. I've been doing it myself for about 2 months, maybe 2.5 months, and I eat it pretty much consistently every day, unless I'm like making another batch. I may go maybe a day without it, but for the most part, I am eating it pretty much every day, at least once a day. And like I said, I try to eat it after my meal or before, just depends. So yeah, there you have it. There you have it right there. So I'm gonna continue eating this up, and why don't you go out and make it a healthy, happy day. Again, the book is called Super Gut by Dr. William Davis. Like, share this video, please. I'm building this YouTube channel and I'm trying to get it to go far and near. Restart Movement is something that God gave me in I'm not going to say a vision, but he dropped it in my spirit. And I'm going to be coming on talking more about my healing journey and why I changed the name of my business from Try 7 Fitness for Heaven to Restart Movement. And so hopefully you'll get a chance to watch that video too. All right, now go out and make it a healthy, happy day. Coach Karen signing off. Bye.